It's about 6 o'clock and I'm going back to the gym to do cardio. Now, why would I be doing that? Well, couple reasons. First, I've had some carbohydrates earlier on in the day that I want to make sure I'm putting to good use. And of course I want fat burn. Everybody wants fat burn. But how do you really get the maximum fat burn in your cardio? Well, let me submit to you that if you're doing an hour of cardio, if you break it up into 2 segments where you're doing intervals first and then you have just a 40% output in the second half, that will be the most effective way to burn fat. So let me unpack this for you. So in the first intervals, 4 minutes on, and then 1 minute, 4 minutes at 40%, and then 1 minute at 90% output. What that's gonna do, if you go back and forth with that for the first 30 minutes, every time you do the 4 minutes and then the 1 minute, you are elevating the average of your heart rate for the 30 minutes. So in other words, let me just break this down. So 4 minutes at 40%, and then you have a spike. Well, then your heart rate comes back down while you're doing your next 40% output. And then you have 90% output again, which raises it a little bit more, and then it comes down and is a little bit higher at that point on. So the average of your heart rate continues to climb over the 5 or 6 times you bring your output to 90%. Does that make sense? Great. The idea is that at the second half of your cardio, that 30 minutes where you're at 40%, if the RPMs, if you're on a bike, or the miles per hour, if you're walking or running, are at a certain threshold, say 80 RPMs on a bike, 40% output is all you need for the next 30 minutes to be in a state where you're able to just burn fat because of what you've done in the first 30 minutes. Does that make sense? Happy to clarify further. I know it can seem a little bit complicated, but it's very simple. Again, 4 minutes at 40%, 1 minute at 90, go back and forth for a half hour, and then 40% output for the next 30 minutes. You will be amazed on how effective that is. Every time I implement this, when I'm trying to lower my body fat, it's just incredible how quickly I see that transformation. And I think you will too.